Let's get a view on the climate change aspect of this. Dr. M. Sanjin is CEO of Conservation International, a global leader in climate science. You're very welcome to the programme. As the professor was just explaining, this exploded from a Category 1 storm into a Category 5 over the course of 12 hours yesterday. How did that happen?
Well, the one thing we know for sure is that ocean temperatures have been warming, and the problem is they remain warm for many, many months. We've had 18 months of higher than average ocean temperatures. Here you're seeing warm water deep into the ocean. All of that means there's just a lot more energy in these storms, which is what is leading to that rapid intensification. I mean, this hurricane grew from 1 to 5 in about 12 hours. So you basically went to bed thinking it's a Cat 1, I can ride it out. You wake up in the morning and it's a Cat 5 storm, the highest sort of category we have.
I mean, climate scientists have been worrying for a while now that climate change would produce storms that intensify faster, reach higher peak intensities, given an extra boost, as you say, by these warmer seas, and Milton is doing just that.
Yeah, exactly. So there's enormous amounts of moisture that warm water is producing. And so once it goes to altitude, cools down, it's bringing a deluge along with the storm surges, which is also fueled by climate change, because we have seen sea level rise now consistently, certainly for the past few decades. So that combination of factors now makes hurricanes an existential crisis for many, many people, not just in the United States, but also around the world. We used to have one, billion-dollar hurricane event every 4 months back in the 1980s. So when I was in grad school or when I was in college, you're thinking about, a couple of these big events a year. Now we're having these billion-dollar plus events every 18 days. So the challenge to our systems to be able to deal with it is massive.
Yeah. Do you get frustrated then by the politics? Because all those words that you've just used, warmer seas, moisture in the air, climate change, those are not the words that you will hear Ron DeSantis using. And in fact, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is the representative from Georgia, a state that was hard hit by Hurricane Helene, she wrote today that climate change is like COVID. It is one big con, and the weather systems are being manufactured. What do you make of that? I mean, these are the United States representatives.
Yeah, one of the most depressing things in any business is the fact that things like climate change, science has become politicized in this way. I have no problem with either party arguing about how to deal with a challenge or a crisis. And we can have very different ways to deal with, defense or education or healthcare, right? And that's a good debate. But for folks to not think one thing actually exists is massively problematic. And I really don't know how we've got into this position, particularly in this country. I don't see this elsewhere around the world.
Well, it's to gaslight Democrats, isn't it? I mean, isn't it as simple as that?
So what did you say? It's just
isn't it to gaslight Democrats who do believe in it?
I think it's become belief is like the tooth fairy.